That is better. That is better. Oh, say hi, whoever is on here. Hearing me? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? All right. So, one question that I always get from women, especially, is what to look for in a man. And basically, when they say this to me, I always say, you're not ready for a relationship, because how can you be ready for something when you don't know what you want as a woman, right? So I am going to get into some qualities today that you could look for in a man, but you could use that quality just for any relationship, right? If you're coming on here, say hi. Uh, if you're coming on here, say hi, or just give me some love, right? Tap the screen. So, one quality to look for in a partner, right? One quality to look for in a partner is their commitment to personal growth. Their commitment to personal growth. You see, when we are getting entangled with a person, as I would say, we don't think about these things until we're in our relationship with them. And then we're going to be like, oh, if I would have known, right? And so, one quality to look for in a partner is personal growth, right? Um, when it comes to the relationship with you and your partner, is the person willing to go to a counselor? Because sometimes you have disagreement in your relationship and you need a professional to help you to resolve that issue. So is your partner going to say, no, I don't want a counselor, I don't want to see a counselor, right? While you and the partners there bucking their heads. And so you need to know if your partner is willing to work on the relationship, willing to seek professional help to make this relationship grow. Because a lot of problems is that a lot of times people, a lot of time in a relationship, one person will want to work on the relationship and another person don't want to work on the relationship, right? Another person don't care, and then one person feel like they're pushing the relationship up the hill when the other person doesn't want to do anything to help. So definitely you need to make sure, right, that the partner is willing, or the partner is committed to personal growth on the whole relationship aspect. Another, we're still talking about personal growth, that you need to make sure that your partner, right, is willing to grow, right, committed to their personal growth. So is your partner willing to like take up a book, right, to read on relationship? Because we all assume that we know everything about relationship, but yet people relationship are struggling because we don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to have empathy. We don't know how to coexist with another person in a relationship. So, is the person willing to take up a book and just read about relationships so their worldview is different, or they could see their relationship blind spot? So that is something that you should look for in a partner. Thank you. Also, right? What kind of goals does the person have? Does the person does what kind of goal does the person have for themselves? Do they have any future plans? Are they planning to be better? Right? Because if the person don't have any personal goal, then you feel like the person is not going anywhere, right? You feel like the person is stuck. And then maybe the person is looking to you all the time to achieve stuff, to solve everything. So you have to make sure that, or ask the question, what's your goal in the next 5 years? What's your goal? What's your future plans? What's your dream? What do you want to be? What kind of man, what kind of woman do you want to become? So those are some of the questions that you should ask, or at least, right? Ask the person about their commitment to personal growth. Number 2, the next thing that you should look for in a relationship, and this is my favorite, is, does the person have integrity? Does the person have integrity? That's my favorite, right? That is my favorite. And integrity comes with trust and respect. Integrity comes with trust and respect. And so if you're in a relationship and you can't trust the person, if you don't have any respect for the person, right? And so when you're in a relationship and you don't trust the person, it's going to affect the passion in the relationship. It's going to affect the growth in the relationship, right? And if you're in a relationship where you don't trust the person, you are going to feel insecure. And you are going to not be able to be vulnerable. You're not going to be able to be open to the person, right? Because you're going to always be thinking out of one side of your eye that, hey, this person have some game going and this person is not being genuine. And so it's going to affect the relationship. So one of the things that you should look for in a person is integrity, right? How do you find that? I said that people, when they're going into a relationship, especially women, they just focus on what is the man doing for them. Does he buy me a bag? Does he take me to the restaurant? They are just focusing on what the man is doing for them. But you need to focus on how he treats other people, right? What is his relationship with other people? And the same thing with guys. What's the woman relationship with her friends? What's the relationship with the mother? I feel like I'm all up in your face in this thing. What's the woman relationship with mom? What's the relationship with a job? How does that woman talk to people on the street, right? Because if they're disrespectful to others, they're going to be disrespectful to you. If they're disrespectful to elders, they're going to be disrespectful to you. If they tell a lie, if it's easy for them to just drop the lie, right? Then they're also going to drop the lie with you. So don't just focus in, when you're looking for a relationship, don't just focus on what the person could do for you, right? But focus on how the person interact in the environment. Also, how is the person? Is the person honest to themselves? You will be shocked to know. No one want to talk to me in the comments? You will be shocked to know, right? Let's see. You will be shocked to know that people also tell lie on themselves. And if they cannot be honest to themselves, how can they be honest to you? And so think about that. So the person needs to have integrity. Can you imagine if you're a woman and you are in a relationship with a man who you can't trust? Can you imagine how you're going to hold back in the bedroom? Can you imagine how you're going to hold back with your feelings? Can you imagine how you're going to hold back, right? With just every area of your life. If you have any dreams, you're going to hold back and you're not going to want to share. Guys, could you tap the screen and just send me some love or give me some thumbs up? It's like easy to do. Tap, 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 tap. Thank you. Just tap the screen. It's very easy to do because you're on here. So give me some tap. Oh, it's 222 on my clock, right? But can you just imagine talking to that person, right? You will never be open. And if you're in an intimate relationship with a person and you can't trust them, that's like the end of it. Because when you're in a relationship with a person, that person's supposed to be your safe haven, right? That's the person that you take your mask off from. That's the person you take your mask off from. So every day when you go out in the world, right? You put on your mask, you code switch for people, right? You pretend, you put on a persona. But when you come home, that is the place that you want to take the mask off. That is the place that you don't want to code switch. That is the place that you don't want to put any persona. That is the place that you're going to get naked physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And you want your partner to be a safe space. So imagine not being able to trust them. So when you're looking for a partner, let me know if you agree. Can you guys comment? When you're looking for a partner, right? That is one of the things that you should look for. Man or woman, right? You don't want a woman who lie about everything either. So that's one of the stuff that you should definitely look for. So I have a question for you. Hey, Beauty Life, I have a question for you. Do you think a person should be honest about everything in the relationship? Or do you think that they should keep some privacy for themselves? So do you think a person should be honest about everything in the relationship? Oh, I think I could start a poll. Or do you think that they should keep some privacy for themselves? A little privacy for sure in the beginning. I guess I can't ask that question. Oh. So I have another question for you. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. So if the person cheat, right? Do you think the person should be honest about it? Oh. Right, if there's any dignity left. Thank you for interacting with me in here. So the first thing, if you're a woman right now and you're looking for a relationship, right, and you're thinking about what qualities should I look for in a person, right, the first one I did was personal a growth. You're supposed to have personal growth, and the person is supposed to have personal growth, right? Because you're going in a relationship just because you want to go somewhere. You want the relationship to keep moving. You want the relationship to be alive, right? And some relationships are so stagnant and so stuff. And so when you have a personal goal, when the person have a personal goal, when you guys are working on the relationship together, then the relationship is going to keep moving. It's going to keep alive. It's going to be well, right? Because relationship needs to be fed. Relationship needs to be fed. Right? So that's one of the first thing that you should look for in a relationship. And it doesn't come into the orders all over, right? Then the next thing, integrity. You need to have integrity, and the person needs to have integrity, right? After, because then you need emotional openness. You see, a lot of things that people complain about is that, oh, the man is not emotionally available. Oh, the man is not emotionally available. And some men complain that the woman is not emotionally available. And sometimes the reason why the person is not emotionally available, or the woman is not, or the man is not emotionally available, is because you are just not the one, right? And because you are not the one, they are not going to be completely open with you, right? They're going to have like a guard up, because men are very selective with who they give their heart to. They don't just fall in love with everyone. It's harder for men to fall in love. They don't just fall in love with everyone. And so they're very selective in who they give their heart to. So they're not going to be emotionally open to everyone, right? And so if you are going into a relationship, don't just look, when you're looking for a partner, don't just look at how cute the person is. Don't just look on his body. Don't just look at how generous he is. Don't just look at how much money he spends. But is he able to express his feelings? Is he able to identify his feelings? Because not a lot of people could identify their feelings, right? So when you're looking for a partner, and I'm not talking about a bump in the road, because if you're just looking for a partner if it's a situationship, the person don't really have to be open. All you need is the person body, right? You come there to, like, you guys are just enjoying yourself. So that's all you need. But if you're looking for a real healthy relationship, an intimate relationship, you need the person to be emotionally open. They could say to you, hey, right, what you did yesterday hurt me and I don't like it. And this is how I feel. I feel mad. Anybody going to say anything? Are you still there with me, Beauty Life? I'm 12. Tap the screen and give me some love. Thank you. So a healthy relationship or intimate relationship, right, is not based on people sharing the bed. They're sharing the bathroom. They're sharing the house. It's based on people sharing their feelings. I love you. You look so beautiful today. Right? I love when you touch me on my back because it makes me feel alive. Or they're able to share their problems, right? Because you don't want anyone just to say, oh, it's okay, it's okay. You want them to say, hey, I went to work today, and I messed up. And this is how I feel, right? My boss say this to me, and this is how I feel. Or me, who is struggling with perimenopausal, right? And sometimes Sometimes I feel like I'm under the water, and when my man come home and say, what's wrong? I'll be like, I feel like I'm sinking. I feel like I'm drowning, and I don't know why. And then the relationship just go better. He's like, so is there anything that I could do for you? But the relationship, right? You ever realize that when you and the person share emotion, yes, 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 yes. If they don't like themselves or honest with themselves, it's hard to share. Yeah, right? You see, some people don't make you feel safe. A lot of people don't provide a safe space for a woman to share, right? Maybe they either criticize the woman a lot, right? They want to change the woman a lot. If the woman is talking, they don't listen, or if the woman want to share something, they want to tell you like what to do. So it's not really a safe space for you to like drop your guard down and to really like open up. But that is why, right? I am telling you, like right now, that these are the qualities that you should look for before you rush into a relationship. That is why I'm sharing them, because there's a lot of people don't know what to look for in a relationship. They're just physically attracted to the person, right? You see the person, they look sexy, and you just want to eat them, right? You get together in the relationship because it's easy to get together in a relationship. It's so easy, but it's hard to get out of a relationship. So imagine you and a person get into a relationship and you didn't know that the person was, say, a abuser or a narcissist, like verbally abusive, right? And so you get into a relationship all happy in love, and you live together, and now you all happy, and you want to share, you're sharing yourself, and they're like, oh, they talk over you, they don't listen, they put you down. Oh, I don't like what you're wearing today. Oh, that food didn't cook good. Oh, couldn't you just move? You're always making a mess. Then what? Tap the screen, tap the screen, right? And sometimes it could be, right? Because as a Jamaican woman, our culture, we don't say, I love you so easily, right? We're not really a touchy feely country, right? And so it's not like my father used to say like I love you, or my mom used to say I love you every day. I know they provide, they take care of us, but the I love you, right? So that carry on from generation to generation. So I have to break myself into it, right? I had to break myself into saying to people, I love you, right? I have to break myself into saying to my daughter, well, by that time I got it, right? But I have to break myself into telling my daughter or telling my nephew that I love them without an occasion, just because, or show them some form of affection. Because where I'm coming from, right? That wasn't that easy. So I know my emotional blind spot, and I know my emotional programming. And so because I knew them, I know my emotional programming, and I know my emotional blind spot, I what? I work on them. Because in order to be in a relationship, right, or to say you have a relationship, you have to know how you're feeling, right? You have to have feelings, right? You have to be willing to share those feelings, and you have to be willing to express the feelings. So feelings is what keep the relationship, the glue in the relationship, right? So I have another question for you, right? So what feelings is hard for you to share? Any feelings is hard for you to share? Any? Feelings of insecurity or fear. Okay. Right, because you don't want the person to maybe like use them against you. Because in a relationship that happened too, right? The person weaponize your insecurities, and they weaponize your fear to use them against you afterwards. And so it's nice when you're with somebody who have integrity, right? Because one is the hardest thing is when you're in a relationship with somebody and you let your guard down and you tell them something, and when you and them is having an argument, they use it against you. They use that against you. That is it makes you integrity is very attractive, right? So we're back to integrity again. It is very attractive. So definitely, right? I hear people complain about that. And if I'm telling you, when I was younger, and if I tell a guy something, and if he use it against me, then I know never, ever, ever to share that again. But that totally mess with the relationship, because then I know that I can't trust the person. And who wants to be in a relationship like that, right? So definitely, before you go into a relationship, these are some of the things to consider. And I know right now you're saying, I wish I knew these before. But that's the thing. It's never too late when it comes to relationship, right? Who here is saying, I wish I knew all of these before I go into a relationship? Because relationship don't come with any guidance. Nobody didn't tell us anything, right? Wisdom gain, right? Relationship, nobody didn't tell us anything. We just see our mother and father doing it, and we just know that we're 18 and we're going to go into a relationship. We don't know what to look for in a partner. We don't know what we don't like, right? But yet relationship is one of the most important thing to us, right? We were born for connection. We were born to have a mate. That is the reason why when God created Adam, if that's the story, he said he gave Eve because Adam was lonely. So we are born to be in a relationship, to connect with somebody. So the next quality that you should look for in a partner is responsibility and maturity. Responsibility and maturity. And you're going to say, why am I talking about that, right? Why am I talking about that? So you could meet a person and they are loving, handsome, kind. Can you tap the screen for me, guys? Could you just tap the screen for me? Tap the screen for me. Could you just tap the screen for me and just give me some love, or even share this live? Thank you. Thank you. The more you tap is the more people seeing it, and I get more something on YouTube. So if you could tap, I will really, really appreciate it, right? Maturity. So I had a client, and she came to me because she was trying to change her husband. And she was saying that she talks, she complains, she complains, she talks, she talks, she talks. She nags, right? Because when things are bothering you, what do? You talk about the same thing over and over again. You nag, you nag, you nag, and the person don't really listen because you're just nagging, right? And so she was tired. They have children, and the guy, leave all the responsibility on her. And so she was exhausted because she work, then she have to come home, cook dinner, then she have to run around with things, doing stuff for the kids. And he worked, but he didn't do anything else in the household. And that left her feeling exhausted. And so you, as a woman, you have to make sure the man could clean up after himself. He could cook. He could do laundry. He could take care of his house. And you may think that is not important right now. But when you're in a relationship, unless he's going to get you a housekeeper, when you're in a relationship and the person can't clean, right? They throw all their stuff on the floor. You are the one who is going to have to pick up all their stuff. If the person can cook and you have children, well, nowadays you could go on YouTube. There's no excuse, right? Nowadays you could go on YouTube and learn how to cook because people show you the direction. But in all honesty, everyone needs to know how to take care of their house, how to cook. Right. Everyone needs to know how to take care of their living quarters. That is a sense of independency. That is a grown up. That is being responsible, right? You also need to learn how to take care of yourself financially. You don't have to be rich, but you have to be able to support yourself. You see, one of the advice that I learned as a young woman, this is one of the things that I know I'm not that young anymore, but when I was younger, from what I see, is that I normally tell women, don't go sign an apartment with a man unless you could pay for the whole apartment by yourself. Because I have seen men sign apartment with women, don't care about their credit, and just get up and leave. Or the woman wants to end the relationship but can't because they can't afford the apartment by themselves and they don't want to mess up their credit. So make sure you have the money where you could take care of yourself. Because when you are dependent on somebody else, you are not equally yoked with that person. When you are dependent on a person for everything, you are not equally yoked with them. And if they're not good, if they do not have integrity, they could leave you feeling, they could take disadvantage of you, they could leave you being desolate and desperate. That person also have power over you. that person also have power over you. They have power over you to treat you bad. They have power over you to treat you bad, right? They have power over you to make your life a living hell. There's a lot of people who feel stuck because they can't take care of themselves. And so they allow a partner to take care of them. And you're not, if that's the case, you and the partner is not on equal footing or not equally yoked. And that's how there is a lot of disadvantage. How about you are, say, if the person is back to being responsible and mature, right? Say you're just starting to date a person and the person tell you that they're going to come at 5 o'clock, right? You get dressed, you put your clothes on. The person don't come at 5, right? They text you, so you don't see the person, say 5:10, so you text them. They're like, oh, I'm on my way. And the person don't show up, right? Until, excuse me, the person don't show up until 5:30. How would that make you feel? How would that make you feel? And then the person, right? Every time you're supposed to do something or go somewhere, the person is always late. I mean, the person don't have any respect for your time. No, especially if you say you have a date, say you set a date, say you set, you're going to a restaurant, right? You're going to be late. But what if the person keep on doing it over and over? Every time you're going to go somewhere, the person is just continuous late. Actions speak louder than words, right? And so if the person is late for you, then the person have a job, the person's always late for their job. So the person end up getting fired, right? So they're late for you. Then you go in a relationship, the person is late for their job, the job is tired of the person, said, no, we're not going to employ the person because the person's always late. Now, because the person is always late, then his boss where he's at don't want to give him like a reference, so the person's going to end up not having a job because it's like a continuous cycle. Eh? Imagine being late picking up your kids over and over again. That's going to get expensive because if you're late, I don't, when my daughter was in daycare, if you're late for like 15 minutes, you have to, and the charge was like really expensive, right? They didn't say if you're late, you could pay like an extra $5. They said if you're late for 5 minutes, it's $50. So who wants to pay $50 for 5 minutes? Right? Especially if you're doing it over and over again, because we have to remember it's the people them who's taking care of your child is also at work and they have a family and they want to go home to their family. But can you imagine being in a relationship with somebody who is not responsible, right? You feel like you're always like instead of you being their woman, instead of you being your wife, you're their caretaker. I hear some women saying, "Oh, I have to tell my husband when to go to the doctor. I have to tell them when to about their medication. I have to tell them everything." I don't want that. I want a supportive partner. I want a supportive partner, right? And I tell you, so when me and this guy start dating, right now, I think one day we were going to go on a trip, and I think I said something, and he said to me, I am an adult. I was packing myself before you come here. And I said, thank you. I said, thank you. Right? And I never, even now, if we're going somewhere and he said, what do you think I should bring? I said, you're an adult. You were packing before I get here. Right? So I don't help with it. I'm glad he said it to me, because it hits me to be like, he's a grown man. Right? He's a grown man. He's a better packer than me. Actually, I'll be like, hey, can you help me pack? Because he's neat, right? But exactly, add value to my life. Like, I don't want to. So imagine you having children. Imagine you having children, right? And you got to take care of the little children. And then you got to like time management and take care of the man. You got to be like, oh, did you do your doctor? Did you bring this to work? Did you do this? Did you do that? No, that is not attractive. And plus, that is when you acting like his mom, and man is not sexually attracted to their mother. Exactly, right? Man is not sexually attracted to their mom. And when you start to do all those things to him, you are going to be in the masculine energy, and he is masculine. So you guys are going to fight. You guys are going to fight. And women love a man who they could look up to, a man who could solve stuff, right? A woman is turned on by a man who knows what they want, who is doing stuff, who take the initiative. So you got to ask yourself, do you want a kid, or do you want a husband? Right? Do you want a kid, or do you want a husband? So the next one is high self-esteem. High self-esteem. Right? High self-esteem. You need a partner with, hey, oh, I'm pretty, thank you. You need a partner with high self-esteem. And I'm going to walk you through an example. So imagine you love this woman, you love this person, right? And, the person is dressing to go out, right? And the person will change 6,000 times because they don't believe what they put on look good. So they go to the party, right? And instead of interacting, they're hiding in the corner. They see other women dressed up and look pretty, and they're like, oh, you see other women look better than me. Oh, why did I wear this dress? Oh, I don't look good. Look how fat I look. Everybody look better than me. I want to go home. Is that, if you're a man on here, is that going to affect you? Is that going to affect you? Even if you're a woman. Right? If you're a woman and say you're with a guy, right? You like him. You see that, he have ambition. You see that he could make something of himself. But, right, every time he's supposed to start something, he's like, oh, I'm a failure, I can't do it, oh, it's never going to work out for me, oh, I don't know what's happening, I can't do it. And he just find like all the excuses on top of excuses, right? And he speak bad about himself. How is that going to make you feel, right? And so maybe the partner could be the best partner to you. They're loving, right? They're nice, they're kind. But how attractive is it if the person is self-abusing themselves? Right? Or even, I'll give you a next one. You are in the bedroom, right? As a man, you love your woman, right? Sometimes it can be a mallet. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes, honey. Oh, yes. It could be manipulative, right? And so that's why it's important. So these are what you should look for, right? Before you go in a relationship. Like the person have to have high self-esteem and believe, right, in their self, right? You don't want a person to put themselves down, because it could be a tactics that they're putting themselves down. It's called dry begging, reverse psychology, right? They're like, oh, nothing. They're starting a business and they're like, oh, nothing is working for me. I'm putting so much effort. Oh, and I don't know what. And they want you to give them the money to do it. So they use reverse psychology. Right? So, but imagine you and a person is in the bedroom. Thank you for the tap. Thank you for the tap. So imagine you and a person is in the bedroom, right? And this is woman, because I hear men complain about it. And so the woman doesn't want the light to be turned off because she feel that she have stretch mark and she is, not sexy anymore. She have kids. So she turned the light off, right? The husband is like, I want to see you. I don't care about it. I just see you're beautiful to me. I'm attractive to you. But she just want the light to turn off. She's very insecure about her body. She don't allow her husband to like see her, right? She's constantly cover up. And then on top of that, she speak bad about herself. Will that affect the relationship? Will that affect what happened in the bedroom? Will that affect how the husband approached the wife? Will that affect how good the relationship is? Yes, it will. You see, women, right? We'll look at ourselves and we find all these faults and whatever. Men don't see that. They love you. They're attracted to you. They don't see all the stuff that we see. And it's fine as a woman. You could feel unsatisfied with your body, right? At a point. Yes. Right? Right? As a woman, it's fine. We could feel unsatisfied with our body. Right now, I gain a little weight because of whatever. I'm not too happy about my body, but I don't put myself down. I don't talk. I don't say my tummy is fat. I don't say I'm big and whatever. I don't say all of that, right? Because we go up and we go down. I know it's because of perimenopausal and the hormones, so I'm not speaking bad about myself. I'm just going to work on it. So the next quality, the next quality, right, is that you need a partner who have a positive outlook on life. So what I'm talking about today, for those of you who come late or who don't want to say anything. I am talking about what qualities do you look for in a man. But if you're a man on here, you could look for those qualities in a woman also, right? And so you need the person to have a positive outlook on life. Do you ever meet some people who just drain the shit out of you? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Right? Do you ever meet some people who just focus on the problem? Who just focus on resisting the solution? Because I see that a lot when I do like live or coaching calls on TikTok. And people come to me for like help, right? And they're like, oh, I feel so desolate, I feel so this. And I'm like, what I see is that you're beautiful, and I'm giving them compliments and whatever, and they're like, oh, this old thing, it can't work, it can't this. I was like, okay, go ahead, it can't work. I am not forcing stuff up the hill. So some people, they just want to just be negative about life. Right now I have a friend, right? And she said, oh, I can't talk to my husband because I can't tell him everything because anything I say is just negative. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, that's not going to work. I don't know. She's like, I can't. Yes. She's like, I can't tell him anything about my future plan because he is going to put me down. He's going to say that is not going to work, right? He's going to say that is not going to work. So I am not going to tell him about it because he's going to just, even when she wanted to go to school. Oh, what? Oh, shoot. Oh, even when she wanted to go to school, he said, why? I'm doing a live. I'll be there in a sec. Even when she wanted to go to school, he said, why is she going choosing that career? She wouldn't make any money with that career. Why didn't she do something else? Right? Even when we were first introduced as friends, and he's like, oh, they're going to like abandon you. You think you have any friends, they're going to abandon you. Oh yes, I see them start to use that word. I just have you heard about the golden retriever and black cat energy? Yeah, I just saw a girl ask if black women who are in love, do you have a golden retriever? I don't think I want to call my man a golden retriever. I know they're just using a metaphor, but I don't think I want to call him a golden retriever, right? Um, I don't think a golden retriever, from what I know, right? Aren't they like loyal and I know he's loyal, but and the black cat energy. And I'm laughing when they talk about black cat energy because before, anything black was associated with evil and darkness, and now they are praising black cat energy. So that's kind of interested. That's kind of interested. Okay? But in life, we're going to have good and bad. In life, you are going to suffer pain. And so, yes, positive, loyal, and enthusiastic. From what I know about a golden retriever, but I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to describe my guy as a dog. Yes, I saw somebody. I was like, oh, no, that's not attractive to me. Because even though he's loyal, right, and good and have good integrity, he's also as feisty as shit, right? Right? He's a man's man. He stand on his own. He have his own opinion. Like I cannot lead him, right? He's self-sufficient. He take initiative. He's intelligent. So I don't know. That's personally me, but I understand what they're saying, right? I understand what they're saying, and I understand them talking about the black cat energy too. Yes, he's a pit bull. My cousins say. About him. Oh, because my cousin was around him, and they're like, "Oh, thank you. I'm about to go myself." Um, yeah, they said that he can't be tame, and you don't know. You don't get too comfortable with him. His boundaries up there, but definitely. So recap. Six things to look for in a man is: one, he needs to have a positive outlook in life. Two, integrity. Three, emotional openness. Four, responsibility and maturity. Five, they need to have self-esteem. And number six, they need to have a positive outlook on life. And so, thank you so much. Hi, Tony May. If you're just coming on, I am going to be doing YouTube live every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. And of course, if you're not following me on here, go ahead and follow me. I'm also doing event, How to Attract Your Soulmate, on the 25th, and I'm going to put the link into my stand store under this video when I am done. But I appreciate you. I'm waiting for this to be at the 1 hour mark, because I want to do my live for an hour. I'm coming on live every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. That's trying to grow I'm trying to be more interactive with my YouTube channel. And so now I have the time. And so, but if you could join in from UK. Hi, it's nice to meet you. Are you on TikTok also? But I really want to support my YouTube channel and to just make it grow. But if you could go back and watch, as I said, we were talking about 6 qualities to look for in a partner. And so if you're a single woman, and the next time you're looking for a partner, look for those 3 qualities, right? Especially if you want a really healthy, striving relationship, right? Because we need to look for a relationship that is growing. And keep going, I will. Relationship needs to be fed, right? Relationship needs to be fed. And some people say to just settle in unhappy relationship, unfulfilled relationship. No, right? Because those unhappiness soak into your body and make you ill. Those unhappiness soak in your body and make you ill. And as a person, you deserve to live a happy life, because it's short and you could just go at any minute. And so, but Tony, we had like a good discussion. So I'm sorry that I got to come off. But next Tuesday, 2 o'clock, I'm going to come on here. Oh, today's Tuesday, right? Today's Tuesday. I'm going to come on here and do my live. But I have a lot of videos on here that you could watch with many different topics. I'm changing the direction of my YouTube channel. But I normally talk, I'm not talking too much about sexual things anymore, talking about female empowerment and relationship. All right. I thank you guys so much for being here. Beauty is Life 12. Thank you for staying the whole hour with me. I really and truly appreciate you, and for commenting. Thank you.